Preview. Preview. Preview.
Hi and welcome. This is the pre-recorded episode of the Chantel Hart Show blog. Or my bad, I'm sorry, we're live. So I'm so used to recording more of the pre-recorded episodes, guys. I am so sorry. So this is a live show. Hello to iHeart. Hello to Spotify. Hello, Spreaker. Hello, Google Play. Hello, iTunes podcasts. And all the others that are affiliated like SoundCloud and YouTube and MCN and Social Blue Book. Affiliate marketers and partners. I am excited to be on board in so long. I am the original WSUS, WS, S&W creator, Sonia, the one who bought iHeart and Clear Channel in 2005. Princess of Corporate America out of Illinois and Wisconsin, Indiana, Michigan, Europe. I am a foreign ambassador. And I'm excited. I am struggling, hardship, ID theft victim. This is my platform to talk to all of you guys across the world. And yes, the United States of America, born, South Bend, Indiana, St. Joseph County. You guys are my biggest market. But I want to give a special love to my heart. And my heart place, without shade, would be Europe. And they understood me, everything I ever took out there that America didn't understand. This is where that special place comes in at. So, again, welcome. This is the Chantel Hart Show blog. To Europe, you have a special place, whereas America didn't understand. You did, and you filled the void. You gave me grantor for citizenship. I love Germany. I love Trinidad. I love Paris. I love Canada, Vancouver. I love all those European places that I've been. And I would like to give, with the help of the attorney, when they update my legal status and passports, all the places I've been. And I would definitely love to put that in the comments. Make sure that you comment, follow, rate, subscribe. And if you're doing other podcasts, you're welcome to definitely come and check me out whenever you want. The shows are available for download across the Spreaker platform. I am working on getting it transcribed. And for the most part, I am over on WordPress. That will be transcribed as well. The Chantel Hart Show blog. That's THE. So T is in Tom, H is in Harry, E is in Edward, S is in Sam, H as in Harry, A as in Apple, N as in Nancy, T as in Tom, E as in Edward, L as in Larry, H as in Harry, E as in Edward, A as in Apple, R as in Robert, T as in Tom, show, SHOW. For those who don't understand, if I have an accent, that was S as in Sam, H as in Harry, O as in Oliver, W as in Walter, blog, B as in boy, L as in Larry, O as in Oliver, G as in Greg. So that's the chantelhartshowblog.wordpress.com. If you're going to do the URL, that's going to be http /www dot, and then that would be the keyword name. So welcome. This is going to be Speak Out, the special edition. This is where I just pour out my heart, darkness, expertise that is a deep place. Ambient music, a soundscape, atmosphere, gospel, Christian, country, jazz, the heart and the soul of why I do what it is that I do. And I am an expert since a teenager. I've been just a little genius. And God has given me that ability because I believe when you're born out of a lot of turmoil and trauma and crisis and obstacles all the time, there has to be a place going up because you've been down the longest to your lowest. So this is where I can definitely get excited because I have a vision and it's come to pass. I almost lost my life several times. I am a miracle. And in the last situation that occurred out of the sex cult, sex trafficking, being, I don't know how it exactly happened, how I got captured and kidnapped, but in a semi where my neck is almost being twisted around and he's crying and sniffling because he can't seem to pop my neck off. But by grace of God, he said no. And when you have God's grace and love and mercy on you, the devil can attempt to do whatever it is he wants. No matter what he do to you, you will come back. You will have a testimony that God will wait for you to be obedient to share because you have to tell it. It's something that you have to do. And this is me here on my platform because I have to say this to you. I have to do it. There is a need, there is a demand, again, for me to always be present doing what it is that I need to do beyond the love and the like and the want. So welcome to the Chantel Hart Show blog. The Chantel Hart Show now is turned over to the Chantel Hart Show blog. If you would like to still go over there, I am not over there. So I would like you to bring all those numbers over here to the new platform where everything counts. And they're going to be deleting those profiles after a while anyway. So they've already informed me. So this is the reason why this was created. Because, yes, it is still I. Yet and only the blog. You are not missing out. You still see my face. You still see some of the same content and better. Here we are. This is a disturbing topic again following from the last live show. Speak Out, 20 diversions. Tactics, highly manipulative, narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths use to silence you. I think the author name is Arabi, the last name. Shahida, Shahandai, or Shahandaya, or Shahidia Arabi. So I'm sorry if that's the name. The last name is Arabi. And that's the author. First and last name. I am an expert, a psychologist, a journalist, awarded Grammy, Emmy, Oscar, Stellar, Encore Awards, MTV Awards, Who's Who Publishing Award, Forbes, and whatever else you can possibly think of that's been listed in the Who's Who and the official website that was covered up through dark web and hostile takeover 2005 and 6 era. So being in the 90s businesswoman recording artist all the way to 2019 and 15 years of my life after 2006 was a living hell. I was just rescued from being murdered, cut, almost up, burned, and as far as sexually raped. So when I say burned, I mean sexual assault in the vaginal area. Cut vaginal area, stood up, and water was running out of me. Insects, garden snakes, no doubt probably a wolf or a dog sniffing on me. Whatever happened when I stood up, it was just open. It was I was burning, and I passed out again. And when I got back up and came to, I was in what looked like my black truck, a Ford Explorer. It could have been some other type of, just looked similar. You know, I was out of it pretty bad. Beaten, head blows, jumped and beat, pipes, raped, and left for dead. And I do know who it was. There is footage that was captured. Thank God for Jesus. And I'm praying that I get the full extent beyond what the normal justice usually gives. And that's usually not enough. But hopefully God sends judgment. I do have to forgive. It's very hard and difficult to talk about. I feel like I want to vomit. That's how bad it is. But nevertheless, I am holding on, and I am moving into my love, and that's podcasting. I didn't think I could do it again because I felt like the memory loss. I felt like just speaking about it was a lot. Difficult. I still have a lot of memory loss, and I'm sure my enemies will be throwing a white party to know that. But whatever it is that I'm supposed to remember, God will bring that to the forefront. Whatever it is that I need to know, God will bring that to the forefront, and He will deliver that by His angels who never fail. So, reading this article, I was in therapy, and in therapy, they bring material that's pretty good. DVDs. They do other things, watch movies, and these are great contents for psychologists. Instead of the big multi-million-dollar flashcards that they flash in front of the clients, which I had an office, and I shared with the therapist, Tony Braxton, and the Braxton family values. And in doing so, moving on from those big partners and losing my office because of witchcraft performed on me, which caused exploitation and humiliation. These are not excuses. These are facts. Joining up with the cult leaders and sitting on altars as priests, spirits took over and I went out. This is the Chantel Hart Show blog. If you're just now tuning in, 17 minutes into the show, it is about midnight. I want to say 12:46, which is technically the next day, Saturday. To all those listening, toxic people such as malignant, narcissists, psychopaths, and those with antisocial traits engage in maladaptive behaviors in relationships that ultimately exploit, demean, and hurt their intimate partners. Family members and friends are affected by this also. They use a plethora of diversionary tactics that distort the reality of their victims and deflect responsibility. Although those who are not narcissists can employ these tactics as well by being around it, you know. Abusive narcissists use these to excessive extent in an effort to escape accountability for their actions. Here are the 20 diversionary tactics toxic people use to silence and degrade you. If you ever gone through that, you're welcome to comment, subscribe, and follow. Even if you don't want to talk about it now, the show is open for you to express yourself. I'm also at YouTube. My brand channel is the Chantel Hart Show blog. So you can Google that domain and keyword search SEO, search engine optimistic for the Chantel Hart Show blog, the streaming live right here on Springer Broadcast Radio. Gaslighting is a manipulative tactic that can be described in different variations of 3 words. That didn't happen. You imagined it. Oh, are you crazy? You are crazy. Gaslighting is perhaps one of the most insidious manipulative tactics out there because it works to distort you and erode your sense of reality. It eats away your ability to trust yourself. Inadvertently disables you from feeling justified in calling out abuse and mistreatment. When a narcissist, sociopath, or psychopath gaslights you, you may be prone to gaslighting yourself as a way of reconcile to congestive dissonances that might arise, to conflicting beliefs, battling it out. Is this the person, right? Can I trust what I've expected? Remember I said that in the last show, to trust the red flags? Well, that's the time to trust it. When you started noticing patterns that aren't right, that aren't fair, that feel familiar from either upbringing or a relationship that you were in, an atmosphere, a lot of people, a lot of things, spirits. Maybe it's not a human being at all. Maybe it's supernatural and it's something that's dark, something that makes you feel dark. Those are part of psychopath, sociopath, the narcissist, gaslighting as well. And you become prone to this because you're like, well, the music feels good. Premonition songs, jokingly, saying things that you shouldn't really say. You have to really be careful. A manipulative person will convince you that the former is in the inevitable truth, while the latter is a sign of dysfunction on your end. Again, they're blaming you. In order to resist gaslighting, it is important to ground yourself in your own reality. Sometimes writing things down as they happen. Hide them, put them away. Be certain that you're sure of what it is that you're saying, feeling, and going through. Doesn't hurt to record it. Telling a friend or re-interacting your experience to a support network like therapy, a doctor, church, support groups. It can help counteract the gaslighting effect. Power of having validating community in your corner, on your side. Even developing maybe a prayer with God, that would help. A community is that it redirects you from the distorted reality of a malignant person and back to your own inner guidance. I apologize, guys, if it seems like I come across my accent gets the best of me. Projection. One sure sign of toxicity is when a person is chronology unwilling to see, his or her own shortcomings, uses everything in their power to avoid responsibility being held accountable for themselves. This is known as projection. It's a defense mechanism used to displace responsibility of one's negative behavior and traits by attributing them to someone else. Even if they're being guided and told to do these twisted things because that person is bullying them, blackmailing them, controlling them, ultimately acts as discretion that avoids ownership and accountability.
Preview. 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 Preview.
Okay, I had to go and pay some bills. Welcome back to the Chantel Hart Show blog. And I'm just covering the 20 narcissists, tactics, highly manipulative things that they do. They use to silence you. And we've covered gaslighting, realizing and recognizing the traits of a antisocial traits of a psychopath, a sociopath, a narcissist, and someone who's been affected by these things, including dark spirits, cults, and yeah, so this is really dark. And I was reading the projection and gaslighting and just reviewing that gaslighting was a manipulative tactic. It was a trait out there because it works to destroy and erode your sense of reality, okay? It eats away at your ability to trust others. You know, it disables and justifies how you feel in calling out abuse and mistreatment. So it's important for you to find your own reality so that you don't become hindered and or stay hindered and bound to these type of communities and things. So go out and get the things that you need, resources, support group, therapy, doctor, church, hug, talk to the person that you love, apologize, and make sure that you clear yourself as well, because there's nothing wrong with that, right? So projection was the other one following gaslighting. And that was a sign that a person was unwilling to see his or her own shortcomings. It's always you, never them. And never being, not really understanding the power and how to apologize. So, okay, so if you know anybody or you've been through this, you are welcome right here on the Chantel Hart Show blog to comment, subscribe, follow, and just share how you feel if you know someone. All over the world, you know, I'm talking to people, third world countries. I'm talking to people in the United States. I'm talking to people in the United Kingdom. Welcome. I see the geographic location, and I am so honored that I couldn't believe that I was speaking to the whole nation, all over the world, and I need your follows. I need your support. I see you downloading, but I mean, the following is important. The subscribe is important. The commenting is important. And the rating, you know, and is important, because this lets me know that I have a real placement in the marketplace, and that not only you downloading, that's fine, but I need you to do more than that. Speak back to me, but in a respectful way, and it will be monitored So I definitely need you to think twice before you decide to go in, and I will disable and block and lock those people away who want to be unfair and disrespectful. So again, you're tuned into the Chantel Hart Show. We're talking about projection. While we are all engaged in projection in some extent, according to the narcissist personality clinic expert Dr. Martinez Louis, the projections of the narcissist are psychology abusive, says clinical expert Dr. Martinez Louis. Rather than acknowledge their own flaws, imperfections, and wrongdoings, malignant narcissists and sociopaths opt to dump their own traits on their unsuspecting suspects in the way that is painful and excessively cruel. Admitting to self-improvement may be in order. They would prefer that their victims take responsibility on their behavior and feel ashamed of themselves. This is the way for a narcissist to project any toxic shame they have about themselves onto another. And that's the twisted activities that they can't see. They can't change because they're gone. It takes deliverance and or it's just a loss of a cause. For an example, a person who engages in pathological lying may accuse their partner of fibbing, a needy spouse, or maybe caught their husbands or wife clingy to depict them as the one dependent who's being weak. In other words, a rude employee may call their boss ineffective in an effort to escape the truth about their own productivity. So this person needs help. Narcissist abusers love to play the blame-shifting game. Objectives of the game: they win, you lose. You and your world at large is blamed for everything that's wrong with them. This way, you get to babysit their fragile ego while they thrust into a sea of self-doubt, fun, and twistedness, right? Solution: don't project your own sense of compassion or empathy onto a toxic person. And don't own any of the toxic person's projections either. As manipulation expert myself, Chantel Maxwell-Hobson, also known as Sonia WS, U.S. call letter of iHeart, Clear Channel Radio 1, and now Springer. Dr. George Simon 2012 notes in his book, In the Sheep Clothing, projecting our own conscience and value system onto others, and that can be unfair, guys, as a potential consequence of being met with further exploitation. Narcissists on the extreme end of the spectrum usually have no interest in self-insight or change. They're gone. They're set in their ways. It's a possession. It's important to cut the ties and end interaction with these toxic people as soon as possible. It is very dangerous. You should get out fast as you can. Everything around you is tainted. Everything around you is watched for years and years and years. Your old age, you may be lost in it. You may die in it. You may be dying from it. Those around you, somebody out there can save you. And if they can't, look to God, the hills which cometh your help. And your help comes from God. God has a plan. And whatever it may be, however it may result, that's fate. It's an act of God. You have to keep hope and know that everything's going to be all right. Keep fighting. Self-defense. Self-defense companies. Domestic violence. sex trafficking, antisocial people, that are against these things. Go to those kind of communities. Anti people who are against things that are bad. Go to these people. They will support you. But antisocial, being rude, narcissist, psychopath, sociopath, that is not healthy. To sugarcoat, drug, alcohol, beat, manipulate, and control people. Celebrities are often bound to this. I myself was bound to this and acting out because I was controlled like a puppet on a string. And that is called a cult. And now my children are there, and they were affected, and I'm being affected. So I'm waiting the day that they come through the door, and I love them. Even the surrogate mothers and fathers, I'm waiting that they come through the door, and I love them. The right ones who really have my bloodline. The ones that I acknowledged from the beginning, not the ones that came after. These are not my children. I will not be paying child support to these children. But the ones that I know are mine. And if you do not want it and you've changed your mind who I'm speaking to, that is fine. There's nothing wrong with being independent. I just ask for your love and your respect. Narcissists, they live in their own world, their own reality. Toxic people, when you center yourself in in your own reality, you're safer. But when you center yourself in their reality, again, you have to be able to identify this versus identifying common sense reality. What makes sense, what feels right, what is right. Cut ties and end interaction with toxic people as soon as possible so you can get centered in your own reality and validate your own identity. Because if not, they'll take your identity. This is called conspiracy. Against the law, you get 2 to 5 years. But for the most part, you know what you got to do. Get licensed. Get a concealed weapon because you're going to need it. Teach and train yourself, your children, and those trusted around you. They're in danger too. You don't have to live with someone else's cesspool of dysfunction. Non-sensual conversations from hell. If you think you're going through a thoughtful discussion with someone that is toxic, be prepared for an epic, mind messed up situation rather than conversational mindfulness. It's going to be pretty twisted. Malignant, narcissists, and sociopaths use word salad, circular conversations. They study you. They haunt you. You're their prey. They're the wolf. Their hominem arguments, projection and gaslighting to disorient you, to get off track. You should, if ever you should disagree with them, they'll challenge that in any way. And that becomes dangerous. And people around them are going to protect them. They're going to do all that they can to exploit you. And people get sent up for these bogus things. So it's good for the attorneys and interns of the law to go in and open up these cases and help free people if you can save them. Sometimes people perish. They do this in order to discredit and confuse and frustrate you. They like it. They get a kick out of it. It's demons. It's demonic. It's satanic. They distract you from main problems and make you feel guilty for being a human, for being alive, for thinking and without their control, without their permission, with actual thoughts and feelings that might differ from their own in their eyes. You are the problem if you happen to exist. So you have to be non-existent in their world because they're gone. Spend 10 minutes arguing with a toxic narcissist, you'll find yourself wondering how you even got in that argument to begin with. You simply disagreed with them and their absurd claim that the sky is red. Now their entire childhood, family, friends, and career lifestyle choices have come under attack because they're twisted. This is because disagreement picked at is their fault. It's their belief that they are opponent and resulting in narcissist injury. Remember, toxic people don't argue with you. They essentially argue with themselves, and you become the privy to their long, draining monologues. They thrive off of the drama. They live for it. Most cases for a man or incest, it's a turn on. You find yourself raped. Sister, mother, brother, child, animal. It's a dysfunction. And it's dangerous. And you could be in danger. The person you thought would never hurt you would. The people around you that you would think would have the most understanding are twisted too. Remember that you don't have to argue with them. They can argue with themselves. It's ridiculous. It's drama. Every time you attempt to point out the counter of their ridiculous assertions, you feed from them supply. Don't feed the narcissist supply. Rather, feed yourself with confirmation that their behavior is the problem, not you. Not you. You are not the problem. You are just fine. The interaction short as soon as you anticipate it is escalating and your energy on some self-care instead. Blanket statements, generalizations. Malignant narcissists aren't always intellectual masterminds. Many of them aren't intellectually lazy. They are. Rather than taking the time to consider a different perspective, they generalize anything and everything you say, making a blanket statement that and don't acknowledge the narcissist in the argument. To take into the account multiple perspectives you've paid homage to. Better yet, why not put a label on dismisses of your perspective altogether? Larger scales, generalizations and blanket statements invalidate experiences that don't fit in an unsupportive assumptions, schemes, stereotype, society, that you are also to maintain status quo. Just be yourself, do you. In the words of Russell Simmons, Uncle Rush, and Oprah Winfrey. It's always been that to me. I am my own role model, and I can only do what is best for me. And when I try to find myself in the status quo, stereotype, and sobriety, that is how I got to the cult. Because someone decided that I was going to be their jewel, their trophy, their next new take-on project of this big whatever it is that they had in their world that I was going to be to them, and they had it all wrong, and it ruined my life from a child to a woman. It ruined my marriage, and I still love that man today, and wherever he is, I hope that he's doing well. I hope he's doing fine. And our wedding and our plan and everybody who sacrificed everything for us when we were children, that is who and what I thought my life would be right there with him. And today, if I saw him, it would be a bit awkward. It would be smiles. I'm sure it would be a hug. And we would sit and talk, and it would just be so much regret, hurt, and pain because of so much jealousy that's got in between us because we was around sociopaths and narcissist people and allowed ourselves to not be able to understand and have enough support as far as God to help us balance these things. And sometimes, like I said, things comes to happen an act of God because the organizations around us are so thick. So, like I said, there's a plan. God has a plan for some people. Some people can just live this life and be okay and successful and great and die that way. And that's just the way. Or some have the opportunity, like myself, to live two different worlds, you know. A regular, nice, happy marriage for a minute, and then the celebrity, sobriety, cult life. And I'm not saying that was the happiest part of my life. I'm just saying 2, 3 lives over. So, and then those who live life are still living that life that I've given up because I was thrown out of it. And I gave it up to be a puppet to fight back. And that cult was bigger than myself because I said no. I knew my own reality. I knew what I deserve. I knew my self-worth. And when I was trying to find it and put God in it, the portal of hell came after me. So, again, you don't have to fit in. Don't exaggerate. Don't lie to kick it. Just be yourself and create your own community. Start up your own social groups, peer-to-peer focus groups, Do you. Don't exaggerate one perspective to one point to get to another. Where there is social justice, an issue can become completely absurd. For example, rape accusations against like figures are often met with the reminder that there are false reports of a rape occur. While others, they are very rare in the case of actions of one that becomes labeled to behavior of the majority, while the specific report itself remains unaddressed because that was a true report. For some reason, people like lies. They like to feed into what's not true. And or maybe you've disturbed somebody who's like that or involved with these cults and or elite groups or politicians, and they're protecting, or they're paid to do these things. And that's sad and twisted. And hopefully God can bring them down. And they're everywhere, in every category, genre. They're in every industry. They're in every community. They're across the world, in every country, in every neighborhood, in every house almost. So just look out. Don't ignore it because it escalates very quickly. These everyday microaggressions also happen in toxic relationships. If you bring up narcissist abuser and their behavior is unacceptable, for an example, they will often make the blanket generalizations about your hyperness, your hypersensitivity, or make a generalization such as, you are never satisfied, you're always too sensitive. Possible that the abuser is also insensitive and cruel to the majority of the time. So see, a lot of times it's him or her or them. If it's a group of friends, if you're in college or a church clique or a corporate clique or a neighborhood crew or a gang or whatever. Hold on to the truth and resist generalization statements by realizing that they are in fact forms of black and white illogical thinking. Toxic people wielding blanket statements do not represent the full richness of experience. They represent the limited one of their singular experience and overinflated sense of self. So that's pretty sad when you have to come across dysfunction so bad that nothing around you makes sense. That it seems like you can't be happy. That it seems like you have to be controlled. That it seems like when you argue with yourself, you feel like you're blaming you. Like, how did I get here? Am I crazy? I feel crazy. Or maybe it was me. And you go on and, oh, I'm sorry, I'll do better. No, stop doing that. I've been there, done that. I've lived that life. I've been a victim of cults, controlled. You see me dressed, wearing, singing, dancing, doing something that I would never have done. I don't look the same. My spirit is not right. It's dark. That's because those are cults. Those are possessions that have taken place. That is when your spirit and the act of God is getting ready to come in and deliver you. You have to allow it. Demons get to screaming, hollering, and squibbling and going off at award shows. These stuff happen all the time and they take over. Fights and breakouts. News covered up. I can hardly wait to just put some of these articles out here for you guys. Check my blog, check the comments, because I'm not going to forget to do these things for you guys so you can see what goes on. And when you get it, you know what? You guys already know. You can see. They lie. You know they lying. You know the entertainment world's not happy. Dark church cult worlds are not happy. You guys can see. That's why the Christian world has grown so much, guys. Because you guys know. You know the truth. You feel the truth. You sense the truth. We have to do better. We have to feel better. We have to do good deeds. This is God's world. Inside of this world is man's world. There's two different worlds that we live in. Yes, I've gone into picking up a scientific degree, and I'm not a mad scientist. I've gone into a few works of being a lab scientist. I know what it's like to go into that world a bit. I've been in a lot of places that people I know for a fact might think I'm crazy because they don't know me and they judge because they don't know any better. They think they know. They don't know me. I live my life because I had to live my life the way I had to live it. So that when it comes full circle, 360 back around, as it just did, boom. You can see that I am honest. I am truthful. I am more than who I say I am. I know what I want. I've always known what I wanted, and I went to go get that. I achieved those things, doctorate, mastered all these 90 categories of certifications, diplomas, degrees. You know why? Because I started at the age of 14. I did. Rape, sex trafficking, you know. It caused me, and I was made to lie about things, cover up things. It drove me, you know. I've had more than one therapist. I do now. I've been in places I wish that I didn't have to go in. I've had to go to these places to get help. I'm happy about it. I was controlled and exploited on my own platforms, blackmailed to be in a situation and dressed and acting and speaking out character, out of state of mind, out of state of character. And it's an act of God how things happen so that he can shake me off, turn me around in a whirlwind of anointing. Let me dance and shout and deliver myself through my music, singing, writing, songwriting, testifying, having faith, believing that I am not what the devil say I am. And whatever Satan says that I will be, I will not be. I will not go. I can't wear it. I can't sing it. Because God has come to me so many times. And spiritual, empowering, impacting, enlightenment, visions within dreams. And they are intense. And I'm going to have to share them with you. Speak Out is a platform now that just made the 9th show on the Chantel Hart Show blog. And I didn't even know that it was going to come about. See, that's what I'm saying about good things that speak to you. When you let go and let God, he will give you that. Because I was worried. This is a better show than my other shows. I kid you not, promise. I know that for a fact. And the numbers, well, they're small right now. I'm not looking at the numbers. I'm looking at the content. I'm providing the content, which will be once a week as much as I possibly can. But in saying that, it's about my material that I deliver to you guys. And it's not easy. It doesn't feel good. It does not feel good. A lot of the things that I want to say, it's just not the time to say at this moment. I'm going to get it out. I'm going to get that audio across. I'm going to get those ebooks out. I'm going to find all those lost warehouse that has the products and brands and get them to you. We'll be right back, guys.
Preview. 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 Preview.
TuneTank.com. 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 TuneTank.com.
This is the Chantel Hart Show blog. If you're just now tuning in, I have covered dealing with twisted individuals, people who are unfair, unhealthy to be around, articles, 20 diversions, tactics, highly manipulative, narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths used to silence you, to make you feel like their behavior is your fault. The world you are in are not good enough for you unless you're in their world. We're covering everything from incest to dysfunction, which is all the same thing. Mind reading, very sad people, dark people. I'm going to go on to read deliberately misrepresenting your thoughts and feelings to the point of absurdity in the hands of a malignant narcissist or sociopath. Difference in opinions, legitimate emotions, experiences lived gets translated into the character flaws and evidence of your irrationality. Narcissists weave tall tales to reframe what you're actually saying as a way to make your opinions look absurd or hideous. Lest you say, bring up the fact that you're unhappy or you've with the way that your toxic friend is speaking to you in response. He or she may put words in your mouth saying, oh, so now you're perfect. Or, so I'm the bad person, huh? When you've done nothing to express your feelings. This enables them to invalidate your right to have thoughts and emotions about inappropriate behavior. And it instills you a sense of guilt when attempt to establish boundaries. This is also a popular form of diversion of distortion that is known as mind reading. Toxic people often presume they know what you're thinking and feeling. They jump into conclusions, tongue-tied here, based on their triggers rather than stepping back to evaluate the situation mindfully. They act accordingly based on their own delusion and facts. They make no apologies, get out, for the harm that they cause as a result. Are you talking to me? Excuse me? Always finding a loophole in a fight. Putting words in your mouth, despic you, despise you, jealousy. Outlash, lavish, pretend, fake. Hiding. Their notorious results. And putting words that they depict you having an intuition or outlandish viewpoint you didn't even possess. They accuse you of thinking of them as toxic. You were thinking it. You were feeling it. You were hinting over to it. Even before you've even gotten a chance to call them out on their behavior. And this is also serve as a form of defense. Preemptive defense. Simply stating, I never said that. And walking away should the person continue to accuse you of doing something you didn't. Can't help set a firm boundary in this type of interaction. Long as a toxic person can blame shift in disgrace from their own behavior, they have succeeded in convincing you that you should be shamed for giving them any sort of realistic feedback. How dare you? You know, or a smack or a hit or rape, sexual roughness, abuse, poison, leave you, abandon you, neglect, take food away. Do you have successful career? The narcissist will start to pick on you. They will always make you seem like it's your fault in some sort of way. They will always make you pay for it in some way, or somebody close to you, or your child. There will be a type of abuse. The children will start to suffer. Your family and those that you love, that you're just talking to, maybe a poor stranger, innocent bystander. The jealousy could be dangerous. You know, I've experienced it. I've lived it. Those you never thought of will be in your way. It will come around to rape you, steal from you, rob you, lie to others so they can get you, because they're so prone to what it is that they're doing, their goal. They're nitpicking. You know, you don't have the audacity to speak back. We'll be right back.
Preview. 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 Preview.
Hey, you're tuned in. Welcome back to the Chantel Hart Show blog. Live on streaming Springer broadcasts, where we're joined in affiliate marketer and partners of Google Play, Apple iTunes podcast stores. There's SoundCloud. There's YouTube. Check out the YouTube brand channel and regular streaming partner of Springer, the Chantel Hart Show blog. And then the other brand channel that is new, that's going to be some webisode stuff going on, vlogging, and hopes to turn into a reality show. But right now it's a webisode, so it's the Chantel Hart Show blog webisode on YouTube brand channel. I am getting ready to sign out. This was a very intense topic. This is something dark and secret that everybody knows about, that I didn't know about because of the exploitation. But so what? I'm not going to hide my face. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't say anything wrong. I didn't have anything to do with these sick, twisted, deliberating things that's gone across. These sick, twisted matters of situations and things that have occurred. I'm so mind-boggled I can't even get it all out. You know, but let's just say that we've had a heck of a night tonight with this topic. I'm already over an hour into my show, and I didn't realize that. You have been a wonderful audience. Thank you, Spotify. You are awesome. Thank you for the love that you share from the record labels. I am the buyer into Universal, Republic, Sony, The Orchard, In Grooves, oh God, Island Def Jam. Let's even throw out there that I've even done Comic Con, Marvel Comics. I've done my own comedy writing, journalism, session songwriter, recording artist, ghostwriter for these major record labels and publishing companies, EMI. And there's so much to me. There's so much to go, and I will reveal that to you to come. Events, live show events. So just check back right here. Your girl, Chantel, still WSUS, Sonia. And the new DJ name is Chantel Hart. Because of the litigation and hostile takeover, ID theft that has messed up my whole entire life, literally. So I am a woman-owned company and Wall Street broker investor. I went into the industry by myself, woman-owned, and joined up with women organizations all over the world, meaning that I did not get my start with men. So if they say that the company is theirs, it's not. WS, S&W, Sonia's, Sonia Law Associates, WNS Contracts, things like that, as me and my grandfather's name, as well as my name flipped around to his name, and he's deceased, as well as Sonia, which was a stage name. So a lot goes into me, and we'll get those footages out there that's surfacing, and I'll link up on the shows, on the update, the Chantel Hart Show blog.wordpress.com, and that's where you'll find all the updates and anything new that's going on that will connect you right back here. Again, that's been my time. You've been a wonderful audience, and hopefully you've been impacted and empowered of the activity and behavior and the red flags on what to do and what not to do on the Spreaker, the Chantel Hart Show blog. So thank you all over the world. You've been a wonderful audience. Thanks again to Spreaker and Spotify, iHeart, Google Play, Apple iTunes, SoundCloud, and all of our other affiliate partners like YouTube, Fame, Bit, and Grapevine. MCN partners, brokers, investors, I need you. Women SBA investors, SCORE women, European, Asian, Native, Indian, American, Cherokee, Dominican Republic. Republicans. I need you guys. I'm a Democrat, but I don't have a prejudice against the Republicans. So all of you are welcome to come here in a respectful manner. This is not a platform for politics, no. But you are welcome to comment. You are welcome to express how you feel. And that's my time. I'll see you next time on Speak Out right here on the Chantel Hart Show blog. And just know, believe in yourself, love yourself, forgive yourself. Do something good with others, to others, spreading your love and God's love in a respectful manner. And know that your reality is the right reality when you are of a complete common sense sound mind, meaning you are not crazy, you are not insane. And go have yourself tested and checked if you think you are. Get some therapy, get some support groups of people that you trust, that can help you, that can give you inspiration, that can give you hope. And remember to build a relationship with God, forgive, and try listening and having a new way of sense of understanding. Maybe it just could be you who's not hearing something that you need to hear or receive. Now, the narcissist, the sociopath, the psychopath, that doesn't fall into the guidelines of you. That's not what I'm talking about. People like that who know that they have this issue, get help. Those of you around that know of someone like this, get them the help that they need to make our community a better place, your home a better place, your church a better place, your atmosphere a better place. Even if it's just a place riding on the bus or in a cab or standing next to somebody in lunch on your break. This stuff is severe and it's serious. All right. Tune in, check back, comment, rate, subscribe, and follow. Thanks again. This is the Chantel Hart Show blog. See you next time.
Preview. 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 Preview.